Hey, how are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. The other day, I was talking to one of my clients, and he brought up a really interesting conversation. He actually asked me, hey, how did you make it where you are today? How did you become a coach? And I told him the truth is that it's not a linear path. It's not that I woke up one morning and I said, hey, I just want to be a coach. It just took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of starting a career path and pivoting once and then pivoting again and then changing direction one more time. I was always trying to get that elusive director's role in corporate America. And he repeated, but seriously, how do you coach executives nowadays? Like, how do you do that? How did you get to that point? So I just told him, it just took a little bit of redefining my passion. I really had to dig deep into what mattered to me, find my purpose, understand my why. It took me over 40 years to do that, but I realized where my passion was, what my purpose was, what values drove me forward really. And at that point in time, it was easy to see through what I needed to do to make it happen. I understood that I needed to align my values and principles with my goals, right? Because till that moment, they were totally unaligned. It was a total disarray, to be honest. I was pursuing a career that felt a little bit like forced labor. The hours went way beyond the 9 to 5, and there was little gratification or sense of accomplishment. That didn't mean that I wasn't good at what I was doing. It was just that it wasn't fulfilling for me because what I was accomplishing didn't really match my values and my purpose in life. It didn't align with my why. But I didn't know that then when I was taking all these steps and all these new roles and all these new promotions that I was taking along the way. So I took a step back and made some radical decisions. The first decision that I made was to actually quit the company. I spent over 20 years working in this hotel or hospitality company, pretty big one as a matter of fact, where I spent, again, 20 years of my life nurturing relationships at all levels, from C-suite level executives to housekeepers that mop the floor, because they all mattered to me. They were all people, and they all had a story to tell, and they were all super interesting. So I can tell you, one of our executives, before he became an executive for the firm, he was an F-15 pilot. And somebody that he was mopping the floor was actually a lawyer in their country of origin. So you never know who you're going to encounter. And they all have great stories to tell. We're all people at the end of the day. I enjoyed working with this company for a million different reasons. But I didn't feel like if I died the next day, I would feel like I have lived a meaningful life. That is really one thing that mattered to me, was the dash worth living. When you look into a gravestone, you have the year that you were born, the year that you died, and your whole life is summarized in just a dash. And I wanted that dash to count, to be honest. Was I scared? Yes, I was scared shitless, to be honest. It was a huge step out of my own comfort zone. And I'm good at breaking comfort zones, but honestly, this was a major one. I was leaving a company where I was super well respected. I moved and I nurtured, like I said, all these relationships over time. And I was now starting to become a life coach, having a speaking engagement in a podcast business. 100% totally out of my comfort zone, all of it. So have I made it now where I want to be? Have I fulfilled my purpose in life? No, not yet. Not even close. And that's what I told this guy. It's just like, really, I haven't made it yet, but I'm damn close. So have I made it where I want to be? No. Have I fulfilled my purpose in life? No, not yet. Is the dash a story worth telling to other people? Not yet, but I'm getting there. I have helped already countless people realize their dreams, see beyond the day-to-day paycheck. I have helped them see what is really meaningful to them. And I have helped them visualize a path forward, which is really critical in this, understanding what moves you, what are your values that actually drive you forward. In that sense, I really feel pretty fulfilled. And it warms my heart to hear how grateful they are. It makes every effort count, really. I mean, you guys already know, I wake up every day at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I know my impact on people like you or like, one of your friends is not immediate, right? Like, it's not like you get on the phone with me, we chat, and next day you're like, oh my God, yes, my dreams, they all come true. But I know that every time that I wake up early and start working on my future, actually on your future, and for example, in this podcast, and that I start developing and polishing the programs to enable people's happiness, they're worth every minute of me waking up early and dedicating those 3-4 hours before 8 a.m. in the morning to work on those things, because I'm working on me, I'm working on you, I'm working on everybody. I'm working on whoever is really ready to take the next step and get out of the comfort zone and start something new, whether it's a new career path, whether it's entrepreneurship, whatever that might look like. So every conversation matters. Every tip is helping someone get one step closer to their goals, making their dreams come true. So when I talk to people like this guy that was asking me, how do I know all that I know? How did I get to coach executives and so on? Let me tell you, he was asking me, what is your recommendation? It's a long process. I personally had to reinvent myself a million times till I found my purpose. From being a logistics manager to a front desk agent to owning my own gym to mopping floors to actually doing forecasting for one of the major hotel companies in the world, to delivering phenomenal projects for some of the most well-known hotels in the world, coaching transformations in technology. I mean, I've done countless of different things in my life, reinventing myself over and over and over again. But I think what mattered to me was always connecting with people and understanding their purpose in life. I just didn't know it that way. I just thought that I liked talking to people. I just thought that I was sociable. I just thought that I was an extrovert. I just thought that I was making friends along the way. And every single time I found myself trying to understand their purpose and trying to make them see their purpose, I just didn't know it. And then all of a sudden, like almost at the 50-year-old mark, I understand it all right now. But it took a long time. So I just told this guy, you know what, don't get desperate. You're going to find your purpose. We run through a series of questions with him just to see if he had an idea. And it was a really interesting conversation. It was very fulfilling for him and for me. We were just talking about who were his childhood heroes. What are the values that he thought that he valued the most? What are the people that he actually missed in his life? Who are the people that are closest to him in his life? What are the things that he really doesn't like? So after dissecting all this brain dump, and we run a divergent to convergent kind of exercise, we realized what his values were. And he also realized that what he's currently doing is somewhat aligned to his values, but it's not perfectly aligned. Hence why he feels kind of happy, but he doesn't feel super fulfilled. So I think that my question to you is, have you found your purpose? Do you understand your why? Are you ready to reinvent yourself? Do you have the right support structure to reinvent yourself? Have you built the right habits to reinvent yourself, to support you along the way? Do you have clear goals? How are you going to hold yourself accountable, if so? But the most important thing is, do you understand your why? Have you found your purpose? I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you again for listening. Bye.